Hard work, work. There you go.
Forward.
Hard work, hard work. Hard work, hard work. Hard work, work. There you go.
Forward.
Hard work, hard work. Hard work, hard work. Hard work, work. There you go.
Forward.
Hard work, hard work. Hard work.
Fall in. Hey, what's good? What's good? What's good? Y'all know what it is. It's me, Trey the Commish, and you rocking with your favorite vets on the next First Formation Morning Sports Talk. But this morning, it's a little bit different. We've done this before. Weekend formations. I know not everyone was a fan of them. Of course, we got the first starting Coach Ace. I know he used to sit up and have them out there, have them formations. Wishing for ourselves as 9-2 get downs. It wasn't. We stay having a formation the 7 days a week, but I mean, this is a little bit different. Of course, you know what I'm saying, we got a few people on here. Y'all know the reason why we're here. Of course, the MBA, that's the Military Basketball Association, is, you know what I'm saying, added again. They, of course, did their championship with Paramount Veterans Network, and did that in Wichita and got that taken care of. Crowned the champion. Of course, Coach Ace is. Coach Miller is in the building. He was a part of that game. Now, what we have going forth is the NBA All-Star, in which we're going to draft those individuals right here this morning. Gentlemen, before we get started, go ahead and say a little introduction to who we got on today.
I'm Coach Miller, head coach for CMB, playing out of Central Conference out of Colorado Springs.
Okay. Next up.
Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm Coach Ace, head coach for Fort Moore Atlantic Conference. Shout out to Coach Alex for winning the Central Conference there and doing big things all the way into the NBA Finals. Also, an honor to go ahead and be able to share a little bit of my expertise with you on the same sideline September 16th. So thank you.
Okay, next up, Coach Chris Harris.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Chris Harris. I play for Kemp Hilton varsity basketball team, and I'll be representing the West, captain on the West squad.
Okay, so just in case y'all haven't figured it out yet or realized it yet, it's going to be divided just like anything else. West versus East. Coach Miller and Chris Harris represent the West, correct? That's what, Coach Miller, you're the East or the West?
The West.
Okay, as I was sure, represent the West. Vinny Ortega and Coach Paris, makes sense now that I think about it, represents the East. Coach Paris and Luke Air Force Base are currently the reigning NBA 2023 NBA champions. And so now we get into what's getting ready to go down. When it comes down to this All-Star game. Bishop, what's good with you, man? I'm sorry, sir. Let me where my manners at, sir. I'm sorry.
Oh, don't worry about it. I know how you feel, man. When a champion comes on board, I know you lose this. You kind of lose yourself. I understand, man. We get it. Football season coming on. I know we're talking about the NBA, but I get it. I totally get it. But it's good to see everybody. Hopefully, everybody's doing well. I'm looking forward to this draft, man, because I'm assuming, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, coaches. I'm assuming it's going to be something similar to like maybe a fantasy football type draft. Y'all gonna pick the best players who y'all feel for the individual teams, and it's gonna be some. I'm sure it's gonna be some noise smacking, and people gonna be like, oh, okay, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna pick this guy. You're gonna pick this guy. Because I don't know if y'all remember, myself and the commish right here, we had a huge pick of the NBA National Basketball Association, for the All-Star team. Of course, my team came out way, way, way on top. You know, some people don't know about picking. Some people, I've shown my pick skills a couple of times, whether it was on fantasy football, whether it was on NBA basketball. So I kind of know how the pick thing goes. Please excuse my counterpart because he's not real well at that. He's not real, good at those areas. So excuse him if he, gets out of line. I'll try to, bring him back, reel him back in. Anyway, we're gonna keep it moving. Let's go.
So, so when y'all look at it, right, and when going forth and do for those picking Coach Ace, Coach Miller, Vinny, as Vinny gets ready to enter into the frame, is there going to be a do you already have a strategy, or are you basically, saying the person that you're going against, you're picking against, you're basically looking to counter what they're doing? What can we see as we go into this? Are we going to have perplexed looks when someone makes a pick and it's like, oh, I didn't even expect that? What can we expect at this time frame? Who has what's the strategy going forward with the mindset for the most part to anyone at this point?
I mean, we discussed some players, talked about guys that kind of fit systems and things that we like to do. But I mean, realistically, you can't go wrong with any of the guys you pick. All the guys on the rosters are, exceptional basketball players, and I think getting to coach some different guys that you haven't seen and play with some different guys that you don't normally play with is going to be fun.
Okay. Of course, that is any. So, do you actually have some people that you already have? You already did like pecking order? Is it a couple of people that you specifically want, or are you like, you know what? You put someone, whoever you put on my spot, we coaching them, we getting the dub, but we getting up out of Oklahoma.
We got a roster. We got a wish list of some guys.
Okay, wish list. I like that.
I mean, I've seen, the guys in the Central. Coach A's seen the guys out East. Harris has seen the guys out West. So it's kind of like we've seen a little bit of everybody. But then again, like we haven't all seen everybody, So Coach Ace might send me a list, or I send it to Harris, and we're looking at each other's list like, I don't even know this guy. So a little rough there.
If Bishop, do you think that could be a good thing or a bad thing is this person's in the all-star pool, but they may not have known that person? What do you say to that, Bishop? What's your insight on that? Since you're such a great picker, like how do you?
Let me give my expertise. Yes, so for me, it's a possibility because of the fact that that when you make picks, you like to pick a person in which you've actually seen their talent on the court, or in their case for Coach Miller. And what he's speaking about, at least because he has a team of people who's helping him pick or have, went to the drawing board. They have basically just like a draft room. So if maybe Coach Miller hasn't seen it, maybe Coach Ace has seen him, or somebody within the draft room has seen him and seen that individual's talent. So yeah, it's good if everybody's had an opportunity to see that person's talent, but it can be at a disadvantage because if you haven't seen them, it's kind of like I said, like Coach Miller said, I'm not knocking anyone, because like he said, if you pick anybody that's obviously, if you're on the roster to be picked, you obviously have enough talent to be on this East and West All-Star team. But when it comes down to it, and I'm asking Coach Ace, Coach Miller, Chris, anybody on here, isn't it? This is chess, not checkers, correct?
Always.
It's chess,
and like
not
you
checkers.
said,
You see the look on all the.
I know you see all the
West Coast players that got a little smirk on their face, like yes, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Vinny, where Vinny go? Vinny, if we can get you back on. So Vinny,
right here, Coach.
How are you feeling, man? Like you got is like right now you represent the East, but yet when we start these picks, you got the assistant coach, the head coach, and the player captain, and you're picking against all the. Oh well, I stand corrected. Just as we get ready to speak on it, he comes
Coach
in.
P.
Coach Paris, if y'all don't know, Coach Paris is, as we stated earlier, the NBA's head coach of the Luke Air Force Base, the NBA champions. Vinny Ortega, as we speaking on earlier, is currently the reigning championship MVP for that said game. So we're in the midst of greatness. I was just about to say, Coach Paris asked Vinny how he felt where he was about to be picking all by himself. You know what I'm saying? Was he ready for this? They brought in the whole crew. The only person that's missing is the celebrity and the honorary captains, and he was about to do a pick. But just like a true coach, you pop up and come to his defense. What's good, Coach Paris?
Man, I'm good, man. That's just a whole lot of fluff over there. We'll be all right. Yeah.
A whole lot of
I love it, baby. I love it.
That's just a whole lot of fluff and grandstanding. I've seen it before. You know, ain't nothing we can't adapt. And you know, it's just like coaching, right? You gotta adapt.
Yes.
Right. So that's what we gonna do right now. You know, we had a little mix up, had our times a little bit off, but I'm where I usually am in the gym anyway. So, you know, let's get to it.
The grind never stops. The grind never stops.
The grind never stops. And just like Commissioner Myers in the comments,
Can we make sure we get him the time for the game again? Man?
Did they court it? What you say now, Coach Miller?
Can we make sure we get Coach Paris the time for the game again? Because I don't want to mix up when the game comes.
Nah, but you know, we all know I show up for games. I'll be there.
Oh, wow.
I'll be there for that one now.
All right.
Celebrity coaches in the
with an old fashioned in hand. Let's go.
Celebrity coaches in the building. If y'all don't know, of course, Kirk Carey and Latrina Black are celebrity coaches for this event. The East is going to win, so we already know who Latrina Black is representing because she's coaching. She just put it out there. It ain't about nothing. Latrina Black is coaching the East. So it's a dub in the hand. That's basically what she's saying there. So. Of course, like we did say before we get started, Commissioner Myers wanted to point out the wardrobe for the champions and said there's a coordination or, did it just happen that way?
Nah, it was Coach P's idea. Hit me up last night. Said, hey, man, we got to wear the championship shirts. So,
flex. That's what we do. We flex on here. That's how we get down. We done seen it from Jasmine Green. We done seen it now Coach P, Even Bishop flex about some stuff, even though he isn't deserving, but we're not gonna get into that. That's
because we're gonna have a whole nother show for that.
Yeah,
that's a whack flex right there.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are. We're gonna have a whole nother show for that.
We're not.
Don't worry, I'm gonna take care of that this year too.
No, we're not. No.
So,
yes.
As we get ready to get into this, of course, what we're going to do is we're going to go through and show who we have. Of course, talk about the coaches that's going to be for the East and the West. After that, we'll show the players that is going to be able to represent, name them one by one, of course, and where they're from, both conferences, and then overall you see the player pool. And just as that, we'll give a chance, a quick opportunity for the players to get into the player pool. Now, if you can, Coach Ace, I know you're part of the MBA as well as your position as a head coach. Is it going to be directly? Is it going to be like the NBA style, or Commissioner Myers? I know you're in the comments. Or are they able to choose whomever, regardless of the conference, and go from there? Or is it specifically conference driven?
According to the instructions I got from the president of basketball operations, the teams, the captains, once the coin goes up and whoever wins, the pools are basically both. Everybody's in one big pool.
So everyone's eligible at that point.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. Not a problem. Okay. So what we'll get ready to do is it's shown, of course, break it down so we can see who we basically have. So, of course, if you don't know, and now you know, the NBA All-Star Game West versus East, 16 September. That's my birthday weekend. I might pull up. I'm thinking about trying to pull up Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. As you see the shots of during the televised All-Star Game. I mean, the televised game. Al Mayon, of course, if you, as Commissioner Myers states, the president of basketball operation, Al Mayon, Coach Al Mayon. So, as we get ready to get into this, let me get y'all faces back on the screen and pull up the beginning. So, hold on, me switch. Okay, so first off, of course, we have it. So looking at this, right? We have first the West All Stars being. Wait, let me drop this down so we can see clearly. First, we have the West All Stars. Chris Harris is captain. Cam Pendleton representing. The Blackman from Fort Moore. Kashawn Barnes, Colorado Military Basketball. Malik Nathan, Tinker Air Force Base. Lionel Simpson, Colorado Military Basketball. Desmond Bowes, Shepherd Air Force Base. Seventh Williams, Naval Base on San Diego. Tom Rennie, West Texas Military Basketball. Ezekiel Rose, Tinker Air Force Base. Jay McFadden, Joint Base, McGuire Dix. Brian Robertson, Tinker Air Force Base. Jaquan Robinson, Davis Mountain Air Force Base. Cortez Martin, West Texas Military Basketball. Dalvin Scurry, Fort Moore. Anthony Dixon, JRB Fort Worth. And then, of course, some individuals were selected. They got the opportunity to be a part of be selected. However, they aren't going to be able due to military commitments or injury. Being Dorian Coker from Fort Moore, Preston Beverly, Camp Pendleton, Anthony Walker, Colorado Military Basketball. I couldn't see the other name. Hold on, let me go back. I'm sorry. Everett Dewey from Colorado Military Basketball and Jamal Thomas from JRB Fort Worth. Of course, the coaches, as we stated, Coach Alex Muir representing Colorado Military Basketball. His assistant coach will be Coach Ace, and then James, as well as James, honorary coach James Red Jones from the MBA Hall of Fame 2021, and of course, celebrity coach Kirk Perry. If you don't know, Kirk Perry does a gracious job in keeping, letting everyone know, streaming and keeping everyone in the know when it comes down to through the games if they can't have trouble filming. I mean, seeing. Um, so we'll go over the East and then we'll double back for the East All Stars. Bishop, go ahead. East All Stars.
East All Stars, Vinny Ortega, Luke Air Force Base is the captain, which we know he's on here. Mac Doherty, Cannon Air Force Base. Ian Sutton, Luke Air Force Base. Quincy Pickard, Nellis Air Force Base. Andrew Clark, Fort Campbell. Trevon Morgan, Fort Irwin. James Paramore, Fort Riley. Josh Boyd, Fort Campbell. Albert Elliott, Scott Air Force Base. Dustin Iverson, Macass Miramar. James Donlin, Cannon Air Force Base, Joshua Williams, Scott Air Force Base, Daquan Lynch, Fort Riley, Malachi Morris, Cannon Air Force Base, Bradley Boyd, Luke Air Force Base. Selected military commitment injuries, though, could make Darian Donald, Luke Air Force Base, and Jaquan Wooten, Fort Campbell. I hope I got everybody's name right. I hope I ain't misspelled anybody's name. And the East coaches, of course, are head coach Paris Daniels, Luke Air Force Base, assistant coach Sean Collins, and Nellis Air Force Base, honorary coach Calvin Coliff, and celebrity coach, which we've heard from already on this live feed, Latrina Black.
So what we're going to do is we're going to get ready to, as you see, the player pool all encompassing, as we were speaking about earlier. Once the coin flip goes up and a coach and player gets awarded the opportunity to pick, we'll go from there. As you see again, you already know Vinny Ortega represents the East. Chris Harris represents the West. And so now we're just about to get into the time where they get a chance to pick their player. Now, coaches, players, when you go ahead and make the selection, just give us a little soliloquy so that way we can go ahead and give some of those players their flowers now. Why, why you're picking them, or or what you think of this player that puts it in this position to for them to be picked. If you may, that because we did say there's some people that you probably don't know, but I'm very sure someone on here can basically provide some type of insight to this particular player in this pool. Right. So what I'll do is, since we have the champions that is online. We're going to allow you to do the coin to call the coin. So Vinny or Coach Paris, heads or tails?
Go
Heads. We're gonna
tails.
go tails up. Heads.
Ah, god damn it, coach.
wait, Bishop. It sounds like some
So the disagreement already on the coin toss. On the coin
Hey.
toss.
We're gonna go tails up for nobody. Heads.
Heads. Okay, heads it is.
Yes, it is.
Let me see. Get the toss, and it is tails. So the West. Would you like to take the first pick, or do y'all want to give the first pick to your counterparts?
No, we'll take it. We'll take it.
He said, "No, we taking that pick. We take that pick.
He's like, what you think this is?
Chris say, I want that pick.
We ain't deferred to the second half. Okay. I feel you, coach. All right. So, Wes, you're on the clock. Who is your first pick?
First pick. I'm gonna go with Matt Doherty from Cannon. Shooter.
Okay.
He was like previously an all Air Force guy. He's super tough. I've seen him in the lines a bunch of times. Very consistent, can shoot from outside, can handle it, can play make. He's super tough. I think he's underrated. So I'm going to take him in my first pick.
Okay. So the West goes east to select a player off the rip. They got a player now.
Hold on, Trey. Real quick though. That's interesting.
No loyalty.
That
loyalty.
Part.
Boy, hey, y'all see what Pierre just did to all your fellow Marines, right? You see that,
wild,
right?
bro.
Yeah. Okay.
The West
Whoa.
from the East Pool.
We won't be doing that. Get to it, Vinny.
That's fine.
Wow.
All right,
Get to it, Vinny.
That's interesting.
All right, for our first pick, we'll take our boy Bradley Boyd. Mr. Plus Minus for the whole tournament, and you just need the point guard that you could trust, man. And that's Boyd for you. He gonna run it.
That's what's up, Bradley Boyd. Two off the East board already.
But the second East belongs to the East. So
right. Which is expected, huh?
You know what I'm saying? But we discussed this at the beginning. Chess, not checkers.
That's
so
right.
Maybe the West might have something. So let's just wait to see everyone.
Let's see how it go. Yeah. Let's see how it go.
So West, we're back on the clock again.
We are going to take with the second pick, Lionel Simpson.
Okay.
Lionel Simpson, Colorado military basketball. He's tough. Armed forces talent for sure. Yeah, for sure. We're going to take him.
Okay, off the board, off the West. I'm very sure that might have. Well, I don't know. I was about to say the East might have set up and been looking at perp simp, as we call them, pimp. So, Vinny, you're on the clock. Who is next for the East squad?
Me and Coach talked about this. So, up next will be Ian Sutton. So we get the Luke guys together first. Sutton. He a little bit smaller, but like Coach Miller said, he gonna footwork the hell out of you down there. And so you kind of want to surround yourself with the guys that you play with, familiar with. So yeah, we're taking Sutton.
So let me ask you this, Vinny. That's an interesting pick because you picked Boyd first, who was with Luke. Now you pick Sutton, who's with Luke. I'm asking you and Coach P. I'm asking you, Coach P, as well as Coach and Captain Vinny. Is it because them two have played together and they've built some type of camaraderie, being that they've played together, is why you chose those two as your first pick?
Yeah, it's instant chemistry.
Right.
Instant chemistry plus, all-star setting. It'll be fun to have them out on the court together. Plus, it's just sort of giving a tip of the cap to your guys. You tell them you believe in them. Trials gonna start next Friday for us. So with that being said, it's like, how can I overlook, my guys has then dropped a lot of sweat over me these past 3 years and helped us get to where we are. So, they on here for a reason too. So yeah, now we get down to the other stuff.
That makes sense. Got you.
Okay. So first on Harris, the West, Coach Alex, Coach Ace is back on y'all. Who y'all taking with that third selection?
Third selection, I'm gonna go with my big dog from Miramar, Dustin Iverson.
Okay. You going with Iverson, Dustin Iverson, MCAS and Miramar.
Okay.
Vinny, East is on y'all.
All right, for our next one, we'll be taking Trayvon Morgan from Fort Irwin. Obviously, we played Fort Irwin a couple of times throughout the year, and Morgan's a little bit of a problem, man. He's a strong dude. You know, he can shoot. We do a little bit of everything, and yeah, he won a solid player. So yeah, we want to take him on.
So
right,
I get ready to ask this question: is this a bunch of positionless basketball in which we're putting together with your teams, or have we strayed away from that?
Yeah, pretty much, coach. Yeah, you know, you trying to. I mean, yeah, it's for fun, like all-star, but also you want to win, right? So trying to build like a solid team. Like, yeah, it's kind of tough. Like some teams that we haven't played throughout the year, so we don't know who's who. But basing off like who we've seen throughout the year, like we kind of like we can see that could work together on the court. So it'd be fun to see too. So
hold on, Trey. I got another question though for for Vinny and Coach P, man. I've noticed everybody you picked so far, you on your fourth pick. And you've picked or third. That was your third pick or fourth pick? That was your third pick.
Third pick.
Okay, third pick. You know what? I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna see who your next pick is, and then I'm gonna bring that question up. So go ahead.
Don't worry. You ain't got to worry, Bishop. You know what it is. Yay. So
Yeah,
okay.
we're gonna see.
So let's go. Next up, of course, the West is on the clock. Who y'all going with first, Art?
We're gonna go with next pick. I'm going to take Patrick Blackman.
Patrick
Blackman. That's gonna be my next pick. 4 more. Yep.
Okay. That's fourth pick. Okay. And why you pick him, Coach Harris? What is it about Blackman that got you picking him your fourth pick?
Well, I know he played for Coach Ace, so I know he's well coached. He's a point guard as well, so you got to have a ball handler. That's the brain. That's everything. That's the most important piece on the floor. Who your point guard, who your big. In my opinion, that's real important. So, one is somebody that can think the game, see the game a couple plays ahead. So, yeah, he's another guy, too, I think, flying under the radar that's really talented. So, taking him.
Okay. So, let me ask this question, right? Again, the expectation, of course, what we believe is that you're picking your players based on okay, like you just said, are y'all picking potentially what would be your starting 5 for the most part, or just putting the players on the team and you figure it out later on?
Good question.
We'll figure out. I know for us, we'll figure out the starting 5 once we get there.
Okay.
You know, once we get there, and maybe have a little walkthrough, then we'll get the starting 5. Myself and Coach Sean to sit down and figure out a nice little substitute pattern too, to make sure everybody gets their time on the court.
Bring the whiteboard out, Coach.
Always.
So, Coach Sean, how you feeling about your team so far, man? You, Boyd, Sutton, Morgan, about to make a fourth pick. What you think so far?
So far, so good. Me and Coach Ferris talked about this last night. So,
okay,
everybody we picked up so far is who I would want.
So it's been collabs going on, Bishop. So it's already the strategy is starting to come into play, I guess.
The draft board team. That's what I said. The draft board team. They put it together. They got it. Okay. They got it together.
All right. Speaking of that, East, you're on the clock. Who you going with?
For our next pick, we'll be taking James Donlan from Cannon.
Okay.
Obviously, all Air Force. Tall guy, needs someone to block shots, get rebounds, solid player all over, and I think it'll complement pretty well with with the guys that we picked so far, and potentially we gonna pick. So
okay, here we go. Now, Coach P, Coach Sean,
Yes.
Vinny, East Coast, the East Side coaches. I've noticed pattern. We four picks in, and I know we got plenty of picks go. The West have picked 2 from the East and 2 from the West. Yet y'all have yet to pick from the West. Coach P, that sounds purposely because I heard you say what you said earlier.
Boys.
Is there a reason why y'all have chose to stay away from the West Side pool?
It's not stay away. We have a certain strategy. These are the players that I'm more familiar with. I'm in full transparency. If Harris didn't take Simp, I definitely was going to take him.
Okay.
Because I like the way he goes about his business.
Okay.
So, but we gonna stick to the board. But believe me, there's some guys on the West too that's on my sheet here. That's been highlighted. But from what I talked to with Coach Sean last night, sort of talking to Vinny so far, everything's going according to plan.
So, and that's say Coach Paris is cooking my grits, because I was about to ask the question about, is there anyone, without giving the name, is there anyone so far in these first 8 picks that has been taken that has kind of messed up your draft board? But of course, he just up and said right now that of course Simpson would have been the pick in which he was going, so that removes him from his draft board. But for the most part, they're good. He's good. They're in position. Things are going right still. I'm very sure he probably had a backup. If we've seen his paper, we probably see the pecking order in which he got it, or who was who's second, third pick. So we'll just keep it as that. Coach said they're currently in the good position. So that brings us to now the 5th pick going in. Wes, you're on the board. Who are you going with, Chris?
Our next pick is going to be Andrew Clark from Fort Campbell.
Okay, Clark from Campbell.
Okay, he goes from the East again.
So he has a whole melting pot going on.
Yeah, he does. He's definitely red, white, and blue. Definitely red, white, and blue.
All right, Vinny, you on the clock. Who's your 5th pick?
We'll be taking Quincy Pinkert from Nellis, and I'm gonna let Coach P and Coach Sean give him a little background for him.
Sean, go ahead. That's your guy.
What was the name again? I'm sorry. What was the name?
We took Quincy. We took your guy, Quincy.
Quincy. Got it.
Pinkert.
Hey, I'll just say this about Q, as we call him here. All-out dog. Plays hard defense. Can finish the transition better than anybody I've seen. Athletic. He can shoot, and he's going to come to play. So he feels like he has something to say. So he's going to come out there ready to go.
So in looking at this, we already went through the first 5. Of course, for the West, they got Doherty, Simpson, Iverson, Blackman, and Clark. For the East, Boyd, Sutton, Morgan, Donna, and now Pinkert. Bishop, when I look at this and hearing Coach P saying he has his sheet, he has his paper, they got their board, everything like that, someone sounds like they're coming to play to win. It ain't going to be like the NBA where we just gonna get a bunch of players that's playing, shooting around and high scoring. It sounds like someone's trying to shoot point.
Nah, we trying to win this game, like for real.
Oh wow,
sounds good. It sounds good, Paris. It sounds good.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, see, last year it was different because you had like 11, 12 All-Stars, and I think I had like 4. And y'all barely made it out of there alive.
Wow.
But that's not happening in this game. I mean, we were picking guys out of the stands. We had coaches on the bench. And after all that, you still barely got it done. So I really like our chances.
Wow.
Okay, that sounds like, operator error type stuff. But okay, so we went through West, you back on the clock. Who's coming in at the 6th selection?
Next guy we're gonna take. I'm gonna take Jay McFadden, joint base McGuire Dix, And then if
tough.
Coach Miller is there, if he wanted to speak to his part, but yeah, definitely wanted to get him off the board.
You know,
McFadden. Dix.
I don't know that I've seen him play much. Like the
I
thing is,
have.
somebody I've seen play, but I can't put names with faces. We should have took headshots.
Hey, Coach Miller.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm like that too.
Hold up.
I'm like
Hey,
that
Coach
too.
Miller. I'm on your staff to help you out. Hey, a lot of people haven't seen Jay McFadden play. This guy is a warrior. Has probably and I've been around a long time. Has probably one of the deepest three balls in the Military Basketball Association. Unfortunately, they didn't get a chance to really play a lot this year because they were so far up north. But he is a diamond in the rough, guys. Do not fall asleep on him.
Okay.
As soon as you say deep three ball, I'm in. Harris knows that's where I made my name back in the day.
Like, kick it.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
So they got a deep three ball shooter. That you know what I'm saying. So basically it sounds like as soon as he step in the gym, if you ain't guarding him, he's gonna burn you. So how does the East counter that pick? Who's up next? Who's next for the East?
Next pick will be taking Keyshawn Barnes from CMB. Obviously, I played against him a couple times, played against him in the championship, and we got a chance to watch him play that tough semifinals game against Fort Moore, and he's definitely a guy that can spread out the floor, can shoot, high IQ, cool, calm, collected, man, and he hit that game-tying three and kind of put him over the hump, and he's tough, man. So, yeah, we definitely need him on our team.
Yeah, Keyshawn, and your coach didn't take you. I hope you saw that.
I was about to. You know what?
I
I
was
hope
about to
you
bring it
saw
up.
that.
Keyshawn, I hope you saw that.
I was about to
I'm
ask the
just
question.
saying. We like 5-6 peek in, and he still didn't take you. I'd probably put that as a practice.
You know what? Coach Parrish is doing the should night moves. Hey,
He did.
coach, all of the screen talking about shooting deep threes. Hey, come over to the East. Come
on over.
Ooh, that was a dagger.
Coach Miller,
that was a dagger.
What's the feeling, Coach Miller? I'm very sure the players was on your roster, or maybe not. I don't know. What does it feel like for your own particular player to go to the op at this point?
The op.
Keyshawn is super talented. A lot of people don't know. College, he scored over like 1,200 points in college.
I looked that up. Yes.
Definitely was on our board to pick. Definitely wanted to pick him. But I've also, given Harris free reign to, kind of build the team with our input here. Obviously, you wanted all CMB guys, but at the same time, I knew Paris was going to take all the Luke players to start the board. So we didn't even have them on our boards because they were so far down. So. And I refused to play with them. No, I honestly was thinking Keyshawn was going to fly under the radar. I knew people were going to pick Simp up real quick. I thought we could sneak Keyshawn in later and grab a couple other guys first. I wasn't expecting them to grab him so soon.
Okay. So with that being said, the West, you're back on the clock. Who's coming in at the 7th spot?
Man, my 7th spot, I am going to take. We are gonna go with Trevon Morgan in Fort Irwin.
You mean the guy that we already drafted? Stay locked in.
Take him already?
He's already gone.
Stay locked in.
Gone?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, my bad.
Don't worry, Harris. We got your back. We got your back, Harris.
We're gonna go with Anthony Dixon from Fort Worth.
Okay. Dixon from Worth.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Hey, Paris, go ahead and set up that old fashioned.
Got it set up.
All right. So Dixon from Worth now comes off the board. Who's next up for you, East? Who's you going with? Who's on your roster that's still out there that y'all can go ahead and pull?
All right. We're supposed to pick Dixon next, but
Oh,
that's gone.
see, they just returned the favor.
Yeah, now for our next pick, we'll be taking 7th Williams from San Diego.
Okay.
Another solid guard. Played him a lot of times throughout the season. They got us a couple times too. So that's how it pretty much says like how he leads that team. So it pretty much says how solid of a guy he is. He's tough, man. He's strong too for a guard. So we definitely need him.
So 7 Will comes off the board. Going into the 8th slot now. Wes, you're on the clock. Who are we pulling?
I'm gonna go with for the 8th spot. We are gonna take Daquan Lynch from Fort Riley.
Fort Riley's Lynch's come off the board. Next up, East. Who you going with?
Well, the next pick will be taking James Paramore from Fort Riley. We played them the NBA Finals, and talk about threes, man. He wasn't missing that game. That was our game to lose. It was he was making everything. He was just moving around. He was giving us a hard time. So we definitely need him on our team. It's tiring chasing that dude all over the court. So yeah.
Yeah, I want to say something about Fort Riley real quick. Is sometimes you watch certain teams play, and they have a very unique style, and that comes back to coaching. I don't know the Fort Riley coach, on a personal level, but I think that brother does a real solid job because they play a very unique style. And I want to tip my cap to them because I like the way they go about their business. It's ways to get things done, and I just like the style of ball that they play.
It being pointed out, Riley's an 8th, the basic 8th pick, back-to-back Riley players. Of course, I guess if you was to say small money markets, in the aspect, the Riley would probably be one of those. Probably not one of the places in which people want to go to be stationed. You were stationed at Riley, right, Bishop?
No, I wasn't stationed. I was stationed out at Fort Leavenworth.
Okay, all right. So yeah, it's just probably one of those places where people not probably the first selection for someone to go to. So Riley on back to back in the 8th. Wes, you on the clock. Who you taking at 9? Big Red Nation, as they said. The Big
Red Nation.
What's going on number 9?
At number 9, we are gonna go with Cortez Martin from West Texas Military Basketball.
Marching from West Texas. All right, who y'all taking at number 9 there? East Coast, East Side.
The 9th pick will be taking Desmond Bowles from Shepherd. Seen him play a couple of times. I think they only went with 5 guys the NBA Finals. So it's kind of tough. But a little bit younger, but you could see like some flashes. Like the real potential. And I think Coach P had some guys talk about him too. So I'm gonna let you talk about him more too, Coach. So
yeah, I like
go
him.
ahead.
I like him a lot. Lot of potential there. Like I said, like Vinny said, Shepard showed up a little bit thin to the NBA Finals. So I like to take guys and hopefully just get them a little shine. because I think he's a guy with a lot of potential future. Maybe playing at that higher level. Somebody is definitely on the radar.
Okay. So there were 9 in coming up on the 10th selection. Still 6 more spots to go before we close it out y'all rosters. Who's coming in at number 10? West Side.
At 10, we're gonna take Brian Robertson from Tinker.
Okay. Brian Robertson. Tinker. All right, who you got at 10? East.
Coach, I'm gonna let you get the 10th pick, man.
You want me to take the 10th pick?
You got it, man.
Okay. Where's my? You know what I'm gonna do? Where's the team at? I'm gonna take Jaquan Robinson from Davis Mafia because we know them guys. We compete against those guys. They support us like we support them. So give me Jaquan Robinson. DL.
Wasn't Jaquan just taken?
Was that Jaquan that y'all just took?
From Riley?
No,
I thought
that was the Riley dude.
Okay.
we took a Riley guy.
Okay, you said you're going with Jaquan?
That was Lynch. I think that was Dequan Lynch, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I took
Jaquan Lynch.
Yeah.
That's who it was.
Yeah.
Okay, and so the East is going with who was it again?
Jaquan Robinson.
Jaquan
Yes.
Robinson.
Okay.
Jaquan Robinson.
Well, I got a feeling I done messed my board up. I'm about to start calling names that's already been picked. Yes.
All right, it's on you, West. Who's coming after this? Wait, we'll run down right quick. So, of course, for the West so far, we have Daughtry, Simpson, Iverson, Blackman, Clark, McFadden, Dixon, Lynch, Martin, and Robertson. For the East, we're coming in with Boyd, Sutton, Morgan, Donnellan, Pinkert, Barnes, Williams, Paramore, Bowes, and Robinson. 5 selections still left. A total of 10 players still on the board. So who's next up at number 11?
We're gonna take Malik Nathan from Tinker.
Okay. The West with 2 Tinker selections back to back. East, who you going with?
Next one will be taking Tom Renee from West Texas.
Okay. Renee in West Texas. At the 12th spot, who you going with, Wes?
We're gonna go with Dalvin Scurry, Fort Moore.
All right. East.
Next one. Who we got next, Coach?
All right.
I don't know if
Let's
I got the
see.
same board or not.
I'm looking at my board right now. You know what? Let's go with. Has anybody taken Elbert Elliott from Scott yet?
No.
I don't think so. No.
All right. Elbert Elliott Scott.
Elbert Elliott.
This is a Coach Sean sleeper pick.
Those sleepers, they picking up a lot of sleepers there. Bishop, I hear a lot of sleepers coming in.
Yeah, I've heard that from the East quite a bit. That it's a bunch of sleeper picks that people are sleeping on. I don't know what's going on with Coach H, Coach Harris, and all of them, man, Miller. But it sounds like they letting a lot of sleepers get by them.
Maybe different. You know what? I watched Draft Day last night. Just with get my mind right. You know, what I'm saying, in this situation. So maybe you know, saying maybe there's a reason why some people. I don't know. There was
man. Because I gotta see. I gotta see this.
y'all need to watch a little bit more NBA basketball. You're talking about we passing up on sleepers. Hey, if you want to ask me right now, we don't even need to pick no more.
So what you just said is the rest of the guys who's left available aren't talented. Okay.
What I just said is have Coach Alex, Captain Christopher Harris, and my old-fashioned ready.
Okay.
All right.
6 players left.
Hey, I stand on that.
6 players left. Who you got coming up next? Chris.
We're gonna take Ezekiel Rose. He been taken from Tinker. He's open, right?
Yes, he's available.
Yep, taking him.
And let it be known, Coach Al coming in. Let it be known, his player is not a sleeper.
Yeah, he says he's a walking bucket. Facts. He said. That's facts.
So, at the 13th selection, who y'all going with, East?
I'm gonna leave it to my coaches. The last couple ones.
Right,
I'm gonna take. Who you go ahead on, Sean? Get one.
I'm gonna take Morris out of Cannon Air Force Base. That's what I think it is. It's their guard. He nice. He could throw the game, and he's a little bit of a bigger body also.
Okay, Morris out of Cannon. 4 more picks, 2 apiece. Wes, who you going with?
With what's left, I'm gonna ask for some assistance from my coaching staff, just so we finish it out tight.
All right, coaches.
Scared.
Yeah, he's scared.
Oh my God, you wild, man.
Harrison froze up on him.
Just trying to spice it up a little bit.
Player of the year that froze up on him.
That's cold, man. That's cold. I didn't like that.
Wow. Wow.
He say he see it in their eyes. That's what he going on. So, Coach Ace, who you got? Who's going to be the final 2? At first, start off with number 14. Who you bringing to the table?
Is this Harris?
Yeah, I think it's Western. I think.
Yeah, it's on.
Yeah,
West.
the Western. Yep, Harris. Harris is up.
Coach, you there? You there? My staff there?
Coach Miller gone. So it's just Coach Ace.
Okay. All right, Coach Ace.
All right,
what
you
think about
that? Yeah, captain.
Back over to me. We are going to take with our last second to last pick. Boy, been taken.
Who's left? That's the question.
Cortez Martin is left.
Cortez Martin, I took.
Yeah, he originally.
Oh yeah, you did. That was nine. Yeah, that was the 9th selection. Is that Andrew Clark? Did you want to take the Andrew Clark was taken? Donlin was taken. With Joshua Williams, I think he's available still.
Yeah, I think
is Boyd still available, right?
Brad Boyd.
Yeah.
Josh Boyd, is he still there?
Boyd, yeah. Yep.
Is Josh Boyd still open?
Yes.
Yeah.
Josh Boyd is still open.
Josh Boyd is open?
Yeah, we're taking him.
No. Boyd was taking Josh Boyd. Well, yeah, because Brad Boyd was taken by Luke.
You got Josh Boyd from
Josh Boyd is open.
Yeah, I think
Is
Josh
he
is open.
open or
Bradley.
are y'all got? Is he open?
No,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
Josh is open. Bradley Boyd has been taken.
Okay, yeah, we'll take him. He tough guard from
Oh yeah,
Campbell.
hey y'all, you talking
Yeah,
about a sleeper? Man, Josh Boyd's
yeah,
one of the best point guards in the NBA.
yeah, we'll take him.
Josh Boyd goes to the West. East, who y'all got?
Who else
Who's
is
left?
left? Yeah.
Josh Williams. Let me see. Currently, we have for the West, we have Daughtery, Simpson, Iverson, Blackman, Clark from Campbell, McFadden, Dixon, Lynch from Riley, Martin, Robertson from Tinker, Nathan from Tinker, Scurry, Rose, and the West just took Josh Boyd. From the East, you got Bradley Boyd, Sutton, Morgan, Donlin, Tinker, Barnes, Seventh Williams, Paramore, Bowles, Robinson, Renee, Elliott, Morris, and y'all on your second to last pick. So
Coach Sean, you got it?
I'm looking right now to see who's available. And if I'm correct, I think Joshua Williams from Scott is still open.
yes,
Yes.
he is
Yeah.
open.
Yeah, we'll play Scott. Tough team. They got a lot of tough players, a lot of size on that team. So we'll take Joshua Williams from Scott.
All right. So two players left. Basically, as I go through them, see, I think they're both on the East.
Coach Al said that's the last one. He said.
Yeah, actually, yeah, they're correct. That's it. That's so that breaks it down. 14 players apiece. Josh
Yeah.
Boyd and Joshua Williams taken lastly, of course. Coaches, captains, what do you think about your draft? Everyone talked about wondered how Josh Boyd was left out there. Is he the biggest sleeper? Is he going to pull the Mr. Irrelevant type tactic like Brock Purdy did? I don't know. Maybe we have to see. But coaches, what do you think about your the teams in which you have that you put together?
Is Alex back on? I can't see.
No, he's not on.
Okay, all right. So Josh Boyd, we'll start off with him. He that guy is a true floor general. I've had the pleasure of playing against him all season long and in multiple tournaments, and he runs his team and makes really good plays. Very sound decisions that he makes on the floor. So I am very shocked that he went very late in this draft.
So for the captains, what do you think about which team you put together before I go to Coach Perez, because I know he's going to have something to say.
No, I'm chilling. I'm watching these people run this little silly run test that they do.
Of course, Perp in the comments, this will be fun. You know what? What does it speak for the players, of course, and even the coaches? What does it speak to now, looking and knowing that even potentially your player is on the opposite sideline? You're going to see those players in which you seen before, opposite sideline, and playing against them. Or do you play like Coach Perez says? They play to win. They expect to win. He pointed out how Coach Ace and them barely made it out of last year with, you know what I'm saying, when they picked up some people from out of Oklahoma that just happened to be walking past the stadium.
Like, hey, you got some shoes? Come run with us.
What is it going to be like? What do you think is going to be the temperature in the arena and just going at it? Is it going to, do y'all see a game to where it's just going to be out the rip, is going to be like a regular game, or like Pip say, I smell blood. Like, is that? I know that's the Paris mind frame. Like, this is a game. Game. You strip, you put them on. You play like it's a real game.
I think you have no choice but to compete. Like I said, we're also gonna have fun too. It's an all-star game, so you
Right.
definitely want the guys to enjoy themselves, show their creativity. You know, it's not like we're gonna be calling sets and things every time down. You said we'll work out the rotations, but once the guys get on the court, that natural competitive nature just sort of kicks in. You know, unlike the
Yeah.
NBA game where they just run up and down and watch each other, dunk the ball. For what I saw last year, it was good. And the thing that I really took away from last year's game, in all seriousness, is how much the players enjoyed it. You know, they
Yeah.
they really did enjoy the environment. They really did enjoy playing in the game, and that's the environment that I'm going to try to create. And I know Coach Miller and Ace over there is going to do the same thing, man. So the players really enjoy themselves, and I know the game is going to be good too.
So,
So it's going to be a great event.
That's a
celebrity.
huge question
Good
right there.
question. Yeah.
Right there. Kirk Perry asked, "Are we
Yeah.
doing 12-minute quarters? 10 minutes
So-
ain't enough time to get 14 players good minutes."
Yeah, so just like last year, we're doing the NBA 12-minute quarters, so that it makes it
Good.
worth the game. It's a little bit longer game. If players know that extra 2 minutes is a long time in a quarter. Sometimes I've had guys tell me, "Man, we're still in the first quarter." I was like, "Yeah." So 12 minutes is per quarter is great for this for the All-Star game.
So 48 minutes of competition is what you're going to basically be getting. So teams are set. Of course, I'm very sure there'll be something coming out soon in which you can be able to see. For the most part, the coaches has the information that they need. Now they can start to build on the rosters. Of course, um, about how much time are y'all expecting? Do you need to make it work, coaches, to put together, or players and coaches to put together what you think is going to be the best with the West Side? That's going to be the best chemistry to get you the win at the end state. About a day, a couple of hours.
I think it'll take a day. I'm not sure what our basketball ops has planned, but hopefully we can get everybody in on Friday. Get a little time to get in the gym, make sure everybody knows each other. Little walkthrough, get some shots up, talk about what we're gonna do. Myself and Coach Sean to sit down and talk, come up with something real simple for the guys because we don't want them out there thinking. We just want to give them a little structure, and so they can get out there and hoop. And it'll take us tonight, then Saturday, and we get to it.
Okay, basketball operation coach Mayon steps into the building, I guess, to answer the questions that have been out there. How you doing there, Coach?
Hey, what's going on, man? Great draft, guys. Great show. I like the little smack talk going on. Bring some excitement to the game.
So, of course, if anyone else, anything else before, we don't want to hold everyone on there this weekend. Of course, y'all know and understand, y'all seen it. The NBA, Military Basketball Association's All-Star weekend or All-Star game, September 16th in Oklahoma. And so if you're in or around the area, or you just happen to just want to pull up and be like, you know what, I want to go check this out. I want to see it for myself. Another opportunity to see some of the best players in the military basketball showed up. You just went through a whole season from the Nationals to the NBA playoff to their championship. Just had an event in Orlando last month, and here we are now getting ready for September. Another one, put it back in before all these teams are going for people. If you've been checking social media, you see all the tryout flyers that's out there. So the train doesn't stop. It's getting ready to go again. Y'all know what's going on, though. Oklahoma, if you sat here and just watched this hour and hear everything, don't start, Commissioner Myers. That guy, I'm glad he's not on to see that. But anyway, if y'all sat here and seen an hour of them being selected, then why not be able to put it in your put it in your GPS so you can pull up and see them play? But of course, gentlemen, before we get ready to get up out of here, as is people claiming their allegiance, West Side, let's go East the Beast. Any last word from you, gentlemen?
No, it's gonna be a good one, man, because not everybody gets picked to be in an all-star game, and
Correct.
you know, like Coach said, it's gonna be once we start playing, it's gonna get real competitive, and you know, even as like from a player perspective, you know, some players might feel like, hey, man, I got picked late, so I got to show some, you know. So, but yeah, it's gonna be exciting, man.
Coach Paris.
No, I'm ready. I'm ready to get to it, man. Like Vinny said, I'm ready for Al to go into the group chats now and update our group chats and put the right players in the East and the West. Yeah, I just gave you a tasker on this early Saturday. I hope we ain't had nothing planned right after this. Work out the logistics. So like I said, hopefully getting the players in there on Friday. That's for you, Commish. I know you watching too. So we get that taken care of. Start working that out. Like I said, me and myself and Coach Shine, we'll get together and talk. And like Vinny said, it's fun, man. At the end of the day, it's gonna be a good time. I look forward to seeing everybody and enjoying the weekend.
Coach Collins.
I'm just ready to get to it. Appreciate even being selected for this opportunity. So I'm just ready to get after it.
First on Harris.
Best of luck to everybody. Stay in the gym for sure. And yeah, let's roll it out there. Let's just roll it out there. Let's roll it out there.
You know what? First of all, I just brought up a good point. All these players, I mean, I know this offseason is here. Like, who is, saying, or the conditioning? I know they all want no one coming up like, yo, who is this? They recognize it because someone have picked up a couple of pounds or, saying, worst case, like, y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. Hey, get in the gym. That was a direct order. I'm sure it was a direct order. Coach Ace.
Hey, just like Paris said, let's get to it. And Coach Al Mayon, the president, his vision of this is for all these service members to come out and have fun, represent well in the All-Star game and, have a good time. But like Paris said, at our level, eventually the competitive edge kicks in. So it's gonna turn out to be a back and forth game there again. So it's gonna be fun though. It's gonna be fun.
Of course, last but not least, basketball operations, Coach Mayon.
Hey man, the coaches summed it up and the players summed it up. We're gonna have fun, but at the end of the day, we're competitors, and we know it's gonna end up turning to be the last 5 or 7 minutes gonna be a pretty good basketball game. So you're gonna want to be in the room. Hey, I just want to encourage all those that's watching. If you're a coach and your team has a base team, and you want to play in the NBA, be at the coaches conference, and we'll get you invited to a conference to play, so that you and your guys get the opportunity to play in this event the next year. I want to say thanks to everybody on the call for being here, for giving up your Saturday morning. I appreciate it. And Paris, I'll get the chat groups cleaned up, and you guys
Appreciate
can
you,
talk
sir.
all you want to talk without. And I'm gonna drop out of them, to be honest with you, and leave it to y'all. And just thanks for everybody coming on. Thanks, Bish and Trey, for hosting us today. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem at all. Bishop, how far is OKC from San Antonio? Have you made that drive yet?
Yeah, driving is probably about 6-7 hours. Depending on how fast you drive. It ain't that far. We definitely need to pull up though, because I want to see.
Yeah.
I want to see all these so-called sleepers. I want to see all this so-called, the West versus the East. I just want to see these picks on the floor against one another. Teammates playing against teammates. Coaches
that might be something to pull
lit.
up.
Yeah, it's gonna be lit. It's definitely gonna be lit. I'm definitely looking forward to making that. And that's can we get the dates again? What's the dates?
September 16th. It's that's my birthday weekend. So 16th.
16th of September. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. It's a 1-day event. It's just 1 day, right?
Yes.
1 day event. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I know of the Sooners might be playing. Was there anything to do in Oklahoma on the weekend, Bishop?
I don't know. You know what? I gotta go check, man. That might be a good. That might be. You might be right, man. But I definitely.
Well, what might be good? Go to a game? No, that
Yeah.
might not be good.
No, that all of that. I might want to. I definitely want to check out the game, but I want to check out. I definitely want to see NBA basketball because I want to see. I heard it's fantastic, but I've heard that about the NBA too. So we'll see.
So of course, you know what I'm saying, from here for Formation Family, you know what I'm saying, we're getting back in. I finally kind of moved in. San Antonio is the new resident. So if you see me around San Antonio, yes, it's me. But we'll be to get ready to tap back in, getting back to our usual. Appreciate everyone coming on. Appreciate you, Commissioner Myers. As we said, always a pleasure. We see uh Mike Richardson, you know what I'm saying? I'll be pulling up to holler at you soon. It's everyone else, you know what I'm saying? Greatly appreciate y'all coming on, tapping in, seeing it. So, like you said, again, pull up September 16th, Oklahoma. If you're in or around the area, see celebrity coaches, see the honorary coaches, see the players, everything like Coach Mayon just put out there, put a fill out. If your team, if your installation doesn't have a team and you're interested in being a part of something, so you can get some burn opportunity, get the repetitions. Everything repetitions are key. Holla at them, be a part of the MBA, get those repetitions. All about military basketball, one band, one sound, come together. So from us, we greatly appreciate you checking in with us on this morning. Enjoy your weekend and holler back at us come Monday. Enjoy your day. Peace.